Yeah, so we're just going to go through getting off the floor. Obviously, I went over the technical stand-up a little bit, but going to do the variances with getting off the floor. So there's the basic one most people know. I went over it in more detail, but I'm just going to sort of go over it still and then go on to some extras with this. So the technical stand-up, 3-point base, your hand back here, and again, you're looking to get off the floor. You could lift up, kick out there, make someone hollow out for a second if they're standing up, and get back sideways on. Went over that as well. So you might be here. You might be sort of, say, someone moving like this, chin in, shoulders arched, because you want to be sort of round shape, really, rather than box shape. You want to be able to move on the floor. So you'd be see someone trying to get round that way or that way, but say this leg will be up braced for up kicks. If you was getting this way, you might want to have this leg up braced, even protecting here a little bit. So you might even be here protecting, but again, just getting that way. A good little drill is get someone try and touch your shoulders each side, but as you're doing this, you're going round. You can brace there. You could be there, and you might be coming up to this, rolling back, etc. Might be coming back, kicking. But I'm going to elaborate a little bit more. I went in more detail with that, but that's what I'm going to cover there. But as I say, when you're kicking, you might want to, at some point, be able to take your, like in the bridge, really. There, you want to take your buttocks off the ground, as it were, to kick. But before I go more into that, they go a little bit more of another way of getting up. So there's different scenarios. Obviously, you might want to be, for instance, this is great. I've seen it done slightly different as well. I've seen it sort of taking this back without kicking, so you're doing the kick and coming back slowly. She's still got the balance the whole time. Again, or someone might be as athletic or whatever, or they're going back in to grapple someone, whatever. So basically, another way is, so basically this leg would be sort of figure four, and this would be straighter. And what's happening is you're coming straight up here. So preferably toes under here, knee in line with hip. So it's near enough, like when you get to here, this would be like sort of like a runner's position, I suppose. But you coming up straight back in with whatever. So you can just do both sides there. So you might want to incorporate that with a roll. Get used to that rolling motion. It's a good little drill to do anyway, but there is a sort of motion like this where you sort of get it in grappling, this one, with one leg coming up, but again, you can get that rolling, or you might be coming up slow, depending on what's going on, but again, you're coming up to base there, okay, to come forward. Whatever's going on, really, there might be someone behind you, and you don't want to put that arm out because it's quite a bad position. Obviously, you'd have to drill these. You're not going to take all this in at the time, etc. What not to, unless you're drilling this. That's the only way it's going to come out if you needed it. But so either way, this like a figure four there. I mean, I like that protecting here, coming up here again. Toes under there maybe or not, see what suits you, and again I'm squaring up the hips to come back in, whatever it is, and get out hopefully, you could, you might want to be kicking and doing that. So another way, I'm going to go for the kicking a little bit there, so you might be at some point when you sort of back here, moving around side, you want that leg up, and you're going around that way. Remember, someone's trying to get round. You might be at some point, like I said, you might be here kicking, buttocks off the ground to get that up kick, toes towards you, snap, or you might be on your side a little bit here. So again, put this leg up here, this is the base, and you might be here kicking, or you know, if they're going around that way, it might be there, straight kick, Miyageri or Yakageri from there, and then you're coming back. Depending on what's going on, I mean, I'd say get up as quick as possible, but if you haven't, you know, your choice, you might be legs getting booted, or they're, you know, you're going to take something getting up, you might be back and forth a little bit, but yeah, so again, you're based out here on your sides, on your side of your buttocks, again, leg lock sort of in a right angle there, and you're taking this buttock forward to kick, or you might be sort of here, there, but again, obviously you might want to be defending the face at some point, but again, these legs are helping. So yeah, another way is if you want to be running the weight, which is quite an important one to cover. Obviously that technical stand up is, you know, I find the best one. You know, you might want to be as athletic as that to get up, or you might want to take your time up for some other reason, shall I say. But also you might want to be thinking of running, so you might have enough distance. I mean, you don't always get that distance, you know, because someone's trying to do something, etc. Or, you know, there might be a bit of a space and you just want to get out. So what you do is you take both hands over here, okay, again this leg goes over here, and you get up here this way. Again, you might be back, remember, to these positions, but again, you're gonna come over two hands, the leg comes over, two hands come over, and again, you're just here and that way. So it's a little bit different. If you're thinking of getting away, obviously I prefer the looking at a person, sort of coming up, the technical stand up with a hand here, you know, getting up. You can always go that way, but again, mechanically, if you want to think of something else, again, it's two hands, that comes over, you're still obviously still looking at the person, you have to do this all in one, and then you sort of here, that way away from the person. So we go through that a little bit more. So obviously the other ways, you know, there and getting up, but this leg comes over, okay, again you might be here, you know, at some point, so remember we just done them all here, so do you know what I mean, you could go to this position, or you could be taking this leg over, two hands and away. So I'm going to put them all together a little bit so you can see them. So obviously the technical stand up, we're going to leave that alone, okay, because I've gone into more of that in another video. But Krav Maga, we're thinking of getting away, or any self-defense really, if you can. So yeah, so you just legs here, obviously you might be here, now you might be here, they're coming around that way, the leg might be there, going around that way, leg might be there, you know, as you're coming round, forth and back, this way, remember head in, start the chin in, you might be here, you might be here, or you could be, again, you know, you could be here, kicking here, there, or this leg's down, still based, leg comes over, hands come here, and you're gone. So yeah, one more time. So again, might want to follow it, you know, first with the boot, then do it maybe, you know, or you do it straight away, you've got the space. Here, you know, someone hollers out or something, just go bang and off, away. Okay, so yeah, obviously technical stand up, and mess around with that. I mean, you know, some say sort of that along, whatever, but I just find, you know, a kick, you know, or to make them hollow out a little bit, give you that second to get up. But all these you might be going back. then going back to this position. But yeah, you can dance between them in a solo drill, going back and forth. Yeah, you got here. Remember them kicks? You might be at some point. You might be just kicking, you know, just to put them off, really coming in. So to keep them back for a little bit, you know, to deter them, you know, because you're walking into these, you might want to get a good one as they come in, or here, then it might be there, side, they're going around that way, or you might want to be one in the way, or you could be coming in. So roll in here, figure four this leg, you know, coming straight back, straight in, whatever you're doing, maybe getting out the other way, or you can, you know, it might be a kick here, you might be kicking there, or you might come straight over and take off there. There are other options, as with the brake falling to the front. If you've been pushed to the front, ended up that way, it's good to, you know, little drill, obviously brake falling, etc. But you get to here, always want to be scanning behind you, and then so I've been sort of, you know, from behind, pushed or whatever it is. Again, just get used to brake falling, and then you might want to be here, looking behind. One leg comes up, you're running, you're up, or you're running away, or you might be going back in, you know, whatever way. So there's a few options there. That last one just added in. I'll probably go more into that with some press ups and that position and stuff. Yeah, more to do with sort of strikes you get on the floor, etc. Yeah, blocking, show the area on the floor really. You want to be getting out as quick as possible, you don't want to be there, but you know, yeah, at any time really, you don't want to be blocking, but again, you have to cover these, because you know, you have to get what you're given sometimes, well most times pretty much. You don't always get the chance to run away, but obviously it's just getting to your feet in the right position, or just getting a bit of space, etc. Yeah, bang.